Burner Records. Fun guys.
Fun guys.
Fun
I'd
guys.
say so.
It's a group of five individuals. Pals, boys that kind of developed as a conduit when we all got together as friends.
I think we have a similar sense of humour. That's probably what bonds us the most. Like musically, we're pretty disparate. We take life as it comes. We're pretty mischievous people. We like to joke around. I think that's what it is.
We were already talking to people. Was it you that was in a lecture as we were talking about, like, what if we just started a label?
Yeah,
and then he was like,
that.
I'm in a lecture right now learning about how to be a label. I think sort of individually, like, we all have our own goals for ourselves. I think firstly, because I think that's probably of utmost importance. Because then that means if anybody gets really big, we just piggyback on them.
Yeah, that's the move.
That's the plan. Like that's.
We'll be like G-Unit.
I feel like it's different for everyone. Me and Jake collaborate a lot.
We're big collabs.
He's kind of like you're an all-rounder.
I could go. Yeah, I'll go with everybody. You know?
Yeah, you probably collab the most with everyone.
With everyone, yeah. Well, like I can't. I'm not a musician at all. I'm just masquerading as one. So I'm dependent so much on other people. I go like, hey, would you like to do a verse on his song? Yes, I would. I'd like to do a verse on his song. Hey, Jake, you got something for me? You might have something for me. So like it just like it's very flowing, I'd say. Like I think we can all put input, like them private SoundCloud links, they get dropped in. What do you think? Well, let me know. Let me tell you what I think. I think it's great. And I think you're great.
I think that's the big thing, just kind of the support. Just like, not even the collab, just like kind of having people to bounce shit off. Like if I make something in my room and I'm like wow. And then I send it to these guys and they tell me if it's good or like whatever, you know what I mean? And I think that works with everybody.
I'll do the cliche thing, but I'll still strive for my improvement till that fat bird sing. And when she does, I can acknowledge all the good I bring. Within reason, no stigmata on these hands I ring, with no ceiling.
Yeah, like a lot of my drive for music comes from thinking it's gonna sound really good at a gig, you know what I mean? Yeah, I guess it's hard to get motivated in some ways because like a big part of what we do is the gigs and getting that feedback from people and everything, so that's kind of motivating itself, you know. So
we were doing like big freestyle sessions after Forbidden Fruit, like stuff that like we just do because it's gonna be a bit of crack, like. Ends up being like huge, fucking loads of people there.
Yeah,
that was fun.
That was great. That was great crack.
Cool.
Your EP launch or your headline show.
Your headline show.
My headline show.
Walking out on stage and people like cheering when we walked out was surreal.
Yeah, it's surreal though. Yeah, we were like.
It's that feet up on the bullshit, white talker bullshit, drooling on my milk spit, coasting on my outfit. Crack a can and get busy with yourself. Drink some water, it's good for your health. Cause I shot of that mic till I rip off the shit. Blooka, wanna see you sweat.
But we have played some empty rooms.
Empty rooms. There's two people there, it's me and you. I think it might not be learning experience.
I know I can get up and I can rock an empty room, no problem.
Yeah, I'm not as nervous as I used to be just because I'm like, you can't be worse than what we've already done.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
Like if we're doing gigs more often than not now, they're not our gigs, we're not running them, or we're like supporting other acts, which is great, but it means that you're losing an edge in other facets. Like
I suppose with Jake got a bunch of support slots, stuff like Hobo Johnson and Easy Life. That was definitely a big one for growing the fan base. Same kind of vibe.
And I get a lot of Turkish fans, big in Turkey, but I don't know why, disproportionately large over there. I don't know, I'm like the Jay-Z of Turkey or something. I get comments every day on YouTube, hello, I'm a Turkish guy and I love the music.
I would utilise like a Twitter or Instagram the same way I would if I didn't have any kind of public persona or whatever it is.
I think when you be yourself online, it kind of allows people to connect with you. Like when you don't manage your image too much, I think people can relate to you.
Yeah, because it becomes like manicured then, and it doesn't, like, there's a complete separation. like it is a performance. Obviously, it's you. It's an extension of yourself. You almost just try to bring in a load of different aspects of fun to it. You know.
Quarantine love, virtual kisses to maintain our social distance. Quarantine love, virtual kisses and digital hugs. Kiss me through the phone, cause we're stuck at home. Kevin McAllister out here alone.
We're all trying to do the same thing. You know what I mean? It's very counterproductive to like hate on one another and stuff like that. You know what I mean?
Come on.
Yeah,
There's a big controversy of that during the quarantine.
Who's the best collective? We all are.
Yeah.
Probably got a lot of love to give.
Exactly. There's a whole lot of loving going on. Is what we're saying.
Shout out Six. Like so many times before it blew up, people would be like, "Oh, it's weird hearing Irish people rap. I can't get my head around it." You know what I mean? And like, it was a thing of like the stories that were being told originally were coming from the people who were most stigmatized. So kind of like middle class society or whatever would look down on it as an art form. Now there's a greater diversity of voices in it. Like there's something everyone can latch on to.
Then there seems to be another wave, and then another wave, and then obviously like it's more and more popular. Like hip hop is the biggest genre in the world.
And I don't know, like I feel like Irish mainstream radio has a really limited playlist even compared to mainstream radio in other countries. Like I feel like when you turn it on, it's the same few tracks in rotation, and then when they have like kind of the like the quotas of support for Irish artists, it's always the same pool of Irish artists, which is usually like the most palatable thing, like Niall Horan. Not to clown my boy Niall, but you know what I mean. These like
it's the Gavin
brown
James
shoe guitar
and
guys.
the Gavin James and Picture This, and again they grind, so they've got to do their thing. You know, we were talking before. We were talking off camera about the Coronas and how much we love them. But like that's the thing. You always go like, oh, I'm gonna tune into whatever radio station, and chances are they'll be playing Drops of Jupiter by fucking Train. Like. There is a role to play about like sort of supporting acts that come after you, like those kind of things help as well. I think with mainstream outlets, I think they do play a role, but you look at Spotify and all that, like you know you're not making any
right playlist.
You're not making any money, but if you hit the right playlist, you're laughing. And then that just expands even more. That's what happened. That's what's happening with him.
Yeah,
you know?
It's been good. Yeah.
Oh, the indie playlists.
Yeah, and I think like independent like media outlets like District and everything are like really important for the scene.
Legitimizes it kind of.
Definitely. Yeah. Like, do you remember the feeling of getting your first article up on District?
That was like. I, like you said this before as well about like if you release something and then it was tagged on by whatever website, it's like that's a success. Like when I released my first song, District put it up, I was like success. I am now a success. I'm now a rapper. Address me as such.
Yeah, exactly.
I feel like recently we've kind of dropped the ball a little bit, just with everything going on. You know what I mean? But we're about to get back on the horse because Jake's got a project, Fynch has got a project, Ryan, Marcus Woods has a vinyl release.
Yeah, he's very prolific. He's always
he's the one that. Well, that's the problem. The problem with
he makes projects and deletes them.
Exactly. This MF just needs to stick to it.
Yeah, I don't know what gig's gonna be like. Who the fuck knows? You know what I mean?
Yeah, like I have a few in the pipeline.
It's hard to know, yeah.
And you don't know whether they're gonna go ahead for one. I like listen. My tunes aren't for dancing particularly, but like I prefer if people were standing.
Yeah.
You know.
It'd just be weird playing in a room full of people sitting down, but from doing all those other gigs playing to an empty room.
Yeah, exactly.
At least it's people there.
Yeah. Give a shit, like
I mean, you can still have a dance when you're sitting down.
And I'm the first to admit I dress myself up as Jesus to be ironic as shit. I'm not iconic, I'm shit. The fits and starts for the brick. My heart bereft and left me.
5 years ago, people were saying in 5 years' time, Irish hip hop's
the biggest.
Huge.
Yeah.
It's like that. It just doesn't happen like that.
Yeah.
But what it will become is far more accepted, and it is becoming way more.
You've seen the amount of more people rapping and shit.
Exactly,
it's
yeah.
crazy, like, you know what I mean?
You know, and people were like, because you know the way like everybody had a DJ friend, everybody got a rapper friend now. Like that's, or if it's not that close, it's getting there. The norm then for like, you would hope, but this is a general the sentiment about Irish musicians is that like it's very hard to make a career out of it. So you have to like, if we could get to that spot, that's brilliant. If people can make a career out of making music in Ireland, you know, and they're not that select few that are always on radio and, you know, they maybe break into a UK chart, like just everybody who can do gigs, and the norm becomes when you're getting a bit more popular that you can play, like it's not, if you played the Olympia, it's your gig and people will sell it out because you're in your home city. Like that's what I would hope. I don't know what the time frame is. I think it's pretty soon for certain acts, and then hopefully more acts go through.
As long as people look back on us fond.
Exactly.
Yeah.
If they, you know what, and if they remember us, that's all.
Good or bad.
Good, bad, indifferent, and drugs was.
Yeah.
Emotions, hope that they don't see my ooh. This is sociology. I got a first-hand look. Alienation, motivation. Alien to me is Pluto conversation. I'm off that slack of persuasion, but I must trade labor for payment. One day we'll throw off these chain links. Eat Jeff Bezos with all my comrades, bitch.